Hi, I'm Joe Revita from Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm here with a really cool Martin custom shop guitar. We were at the Winter NAMM show, and Martin brought out about 8 or 10 guitars that were for dealers to try to win for their store, for the right to bring into their shop. And we were really excited to win this really amazing custom shop Dreadnought 14 fret Adirondack spruce and Chakte Viga back and sides. Now, what's Chakte Viga? To be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you about it, but it doesn't even matter, because once you hear the guitar, all your questions are gonna go out the door. That's what I did. I played the guitar and I was like, holy smokes, what is this? And man, it totally delivers. Chakte Viga, which I'm gonna show you this amazing back and side of the guitar right now, is just outrageous. This comes from Mexico, and it's known definitely for its orangish hue, so obviously it hits the mark on that. It's also known for its density. It's a little stiffer wood, so I find these guitars sound real balanced, have a lot of bottom end, so maybe like kind of walnutty if you want to go that way. If you hear rosewood guitars that have a lot of extra bass and a lot of extra treble and compressed mids, this will not be the case with this guitar. This guitar is going to be super balanced, which I love. It's explosive. For violin players out there, a lot of bows are made of Brazil wood, and this is kind of in that family, so if you play another instrument, you're trying to find some connection there. But I was really excited about it because I had never heard of this tone wood, and Martin made one of these guitars, so it's like you couldn't order it again. It's really just a one-off, which is really special, and I love that about it. Then what they did is, since they gave us a super rare wood, they made just amazing appointments on it to make sure this thing was super primo. The Adirondack top is VTS, so it's torrefied, so we have that vintage tone system. It's going to be baked, and it removes that extra moisture, gives us more of a vintage sound. So we get the character and the kind of the overtones of an older guitar, but we get something with new construction, which is really dynamite. The bracing in here is Adirondack scalloped bracing, 5/16 inch thick. It's got a 1/4 inch tone bar that's VTS. The rear braces are VTS. Lights out. I mean, Adirondack bracing makes everything better. Explosive, really allows the guitar to be more dynamic at all playing attacks, especially like I find you notice it at the really light touch through the super heavy touch. On those two spectrums, you really notice when the guitar is just more dynamics. When you're playing it really heavily, a lot of guitars will top out. This one will not. And then when you're playing lightly, you'll find the guitar can sometimes sound dead. This guitar is electric the second you touch it, no matter if you're playing with your fingers or a pick. I mean, it just really screams tone right away. And since they knew this guitar was going to be just a cannon, they give us a large sound hole. So like you notice the sound hole on this guy is bigger than a traditional guitar, and just this big mouth, and it just screams. It's just like a really impressive instrument to play. They gave us full-on hide glue in this guitar, so it's like an authentic. It's just the highest grade construction in that regard. You obviously have like the dovetail neck joint. This actually has a full thickness 30s style neck, which as guitars get more modern, they tend to get real tapered and real skinny. What's cool about this guitar is, even though the neck is more bodied, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It's not this massive neck that you can't get your hands around. It's definitely kind of like a little bit chunkier, which sometimes is fun to hold on to. Like you'll notice it kind of gives you just a little bit something to dig into. It's really something that throws back to their heritage, which is makes it fun to play. You see like vintage style tuners with the Proloid buttons. Inlay wise, you see all this beautiful, like the 45 style snowflakes on the bridge, all this really amazing abalone and pearl work. I can't stress how much time it takes to do this. This guitar would, if you ordered one like it today with its physical appointments, just the cosmetic inlays, would take over a year to get. These abalone and pearl inlay bits are just in tiny sections that are laid in by hand. Martin really has the world's best inlay artists, and it shows in an instrument like this, and it's really exciting for us to be able to present it to you. You can find the guitar on our site at EmpireMusicOnline.com or in the link below. You can always reach us if you have questions, 412-343-5299. Give us a shout. Myself, Todd, or Anthony can give you the rundown on an instrument like this or others in our collection. What's immediately noticeable about this specific guitar, and why I was really hoping to bring it home, was that I couldn't find something it couldn't do. I really love balanced guitars. I think it's paramount that you have an instrument that can really emote all the notes. I think it's sometimes frustrating when guitars have areas that are so exaggerated that other areas aren't heard. Well, we don't have to worry about that here. I'm just gonna pick through this thing lightly, through a little bit heavier so you can hear its range, and see what you think. It's just amazing. It feels like the guitar is just asking you what you want and it gives it to you. It's really, really impressive. Obviously bone nut and saddle and all those things. You can find the full specs in the listing here of the guitar. I don't want to get droned down into all these like minute individual line item specs. The sum of the parts here and the sum of the design is truly spectacular. When you put your hands on the instrument, I hope you could hear there that through the light picking, what I got was definition, I got character. The notes weren't thin or frail. They were still really full-bodied. And as we opened up, you guys start to get those overtones that just start oozing out, which makes it really, really like you just don't like know what to do next with it because you're so excited about what it's doing currently and you want to see what it can do. So in a guitar like this, in the first position, that's where you'll see so many issues with the guitar. When I was playing at the end, and you just strum a G. And we add in that little G7. A lot of guitars, you won't even hear that. It's just like it just gets gobbled up in just this volume. And I always equate it to if you are 40 years old like me and you ever went to a Radio Shack and bought a stereo and it was a lot of volume, but you couldn't hear any of the words in the songs, or you couldn't hear any of the guitar parts, the bass parts. Well, it's like there's a million guitars like that. Guitars like this are how it's supposed to be. You feel and can and experience each note as it's supposed to be. When someone's playing the guitar, if it's yourself or your audience, you're doing something for it to be heard. If you're hammering on or you're picking a certain way, you want those notes to be heard, and the guitar here in your hands will do anything you ask. I'm gonna go ahead just up the neck a little bit and show you some stuff through the middle, which is something I like to do on all my videos because I think this is where another area where guitars can sink or swim, and this guy here definitely swims quite well. So let's check it out. This instrument reminds me of like just a big Steinway grand piano, just like massive tone, articulate. It does everything you want. Strumming through here and hearing those notes just pour out with ease is just unbelievable. So we're really excited to present this Martin Custom Shop. It's the D-14, which is a Dreadnought 14 fret, Adirondack VTS top with Chakte Viga back and sides. EmpireMusicOnline.com, Empire Music in Pittsburgh. You can reach us directly, 412-343-5299 about this guitar or any other guitar in our collection. We have lots of 0% options, so if you'd like to finance the guitar, we have up to 36 months. Most importantly, we'll get you a pro setup to your specs before we ship it out to you, professional packaging, and we'll guarantee your happiness because you can call us directly and we'll make sure you're happy beginning, middle, and end. Thanks for watching this Martin Custom Shop D14 Adirondack, Chakte Viga back and sides.